Today I'm going to show you how to EQ the musical elements in your project so that your voiceovers stand out just right. Don't go anywhere, up next. What's up guys, welcome back to another episode of Low Nose where I help teach and inspire you through audio, video, and tech. And today we're EQing music for voiceovers so your voiceovers can stand above your music. Well, what does all of that mean? Well, if you have a project that has a voiceover element and a musical element, such as like a tutorial video, a gameplay video, or maybe even a vlog, you want your voiceover element to stand above your musical element. Right? Now you're probably thinking to yourself, I've got this on lock. All I have to do is just drop the volume down on my musical element, raise the volume up on my audio element to a point where it's nice and balanced and I feel comfortable with it. Yeah, you could probably do that, but let me ask you this. Is there ever a point where you're like, man, the music or the audio of the music just kind of sounded weak? It lost that energy, it lost that pump. Like you'd have your headphones on or your speakers and you're just like, it doesn't sound as powerful as it did before when I had everything at normal volume. And probably to kind of counteract that, you probably raised it to a normal volume and then you started EQing the voice to a point where EQ compression and the voice just got so loud and different from what the original source sounded like. You're just like, what the heck did I do? Everything just got crazy and confusing. All right. Well, today we're going to go into a voiceover session and I'm going to show you how to make your voiceover stand out more over the bed of music without losing the pump and the energy of the music. Let's go. All right, so to start off with, we are in Pro Tools. If you don't have Pro Tools, that's okay. Pro Tools is just like a really robust audio editing program. If you want, you can skip down to the time code down below in the description where I will do the same exact thing in Vegas Pro. All you have to do is just understand the theories and the mechanics of everything, and then you can just do this in any audio editing program. All right, let's get to it. Here I have my audio, my voiceover, and I have my musical element right here. This is my original voiceover element. When I originally recorded, then I normalized it to about 6 decibels, so it gives me room to add EQ, equalization, limiting, or compression if need be. But let's take a listen to our audios. All right, so we can immediately see that the music is just bullying our vocal read. So what we want to do now, well, actually what I want you to understand is that the musical elements within your projects, they all share or they all span a certain frequency within the audio range, within the audio spectrum. So here is our audio spectrum right here, comprising of different frequencies from 20 hertz all the way to 20K, from the lows all the way to the highs. And I want you to understand that the human voice hangs around the 1200 hertz mark. So our audio is covering this entire spectrum of audio. What we want to do is find the 1200 hertz within our musical element and reduce that frequency so it leaves room for our vocal elements. So those two frequencies are not competing against each other. So how do we do that? Well, first let's go to your EQ. If you have a multi-band EQ, that's cool. You want to go to the one that's closest to your 1200 hertz. Let's go ahead and enter 1200 hertz. 1200 hertz is also 1.20 kilohertz. So this is where we are. Now that we have identified our frequency within the music that shares the human voice, we're now going to drop it about 10 decibels. All right, so we'll drop about 10 decibels. And now you can see, as we dropped our frequency about 10 decibels, it created this downward and upward slope. This is called our Q, or our octave. And this is what handles the range of from the frequency and what happens what it affects outside of all of that. So you can see, since I created our slope in and our slope going out, the Q, other frequencies are still being affected. So 1200 is being affected by negative 10 decibels. But as we go backward on the slope, this frequency is probably being affected negative 9 decibels, 8 decibels, 7 decibels, 6 decibels, all the way to 0. So the Q is a little bit wide where it kind of affects the frequency that we want to focus on and also some other frequencies. Now, this can be addressed by adjusting the Q or the octave and either making it sharp or wider depending on what you're trying to do. To start off with, we're going to stay at 0.84 Q or octave, and we'll leave our gain at -10 decibels. Now, this is just a good starting off point. Other musical beds that you may use in future projects, you're going to want to adjust these parameters, the gain and the Q, so that it works right for your project. And you're only going to know this just by going back and forth and just adjusting these little parameters just so slightly or more slightly. All right, so let's take a listen now. Okay, so as it is right now, our vocal element is still a little quiet. We can probably reduce it a couple more gain on the audio. Okay, so we hear our vocal element just a little bit because we are reducing all these frequencies that are competing with it just a little more. But now we've lost the energy of our bed because we've attacked too many frequencies. So what we can do is we can go slightly up. Let's add some more. Let's go about 8, and let's kind of maybe narrow the Q just a little bit, maybe. Okay, so what we have effectively done right now is we've made room for the vocals, but we actually still need to EQ our voice just a little bit. So I have some presets here, a limiter and a channel strip to add slight EQ and slight compression. Ultimate Tool Corporation store in Pompano. And you can hear that my voice has actually kind of turned up. Now let's take off the EQing that I've done. Ultimate Tool Corporation store in Pompano, located at 1909 West Coast. You can hear that the music is still competing with the voice. But if we start dropping, let's go ahead and do this in real time.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mobile Mike. I'm inviting you to join us live for the grand opening of the Ultimate Tool
So we can hear the voice, but we're losing a lot of energy from our music. So I'm going to add a little more.
Friday morning, November 10th, beginning at 7 a.m. We will blow the roof off the place.
I'm going to make it a little wider.
Free breakfast for everybody. Plus, I'll be giving away $1,000 in gift cards. Be sure to check out the full line of Milwaukee professional power tools and accessories you won't find anywhere else. We'll see you Friday morning, November 10th, beginning at 7 a.m. at Ultimate Tool Corp. Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mobile Mike. I'm inviting you to join us live for the grand opening.
All right, so as you can see right here, what I just did, I decided to settle on -3 decibel, reducing the frequency. My Q, I decided to leave it at 0.88, and right now it leaves the energy. The bass is still within the music. You can still hear the vocals. Nice. It's not competing with the music anymore, and it still keeps the pump and the energy of the music.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mobile Mike. I'm inviting you to join us live for the grand opening of the Ultimate Tool Corporation store in Pompano, located at 1909 West Copans Road. Friday morning, November 10th, beginning at 7 a.m. We will blow the roof off the place. Fresh, hot, free breakfast for everybody. Plus, I'll be giving away $1,000 in gift cards. Be sure to check out the full line of Milwaukee professional power tools and accessories you won't find anywhere else. We'll see you Friday morning, November.
And there was one more thing I forgot. I'm sorry. So even though we did the EQing to our audio, we still can now reduce the volume on our actual musical element just slightly to give some more breathing room for our VO.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mobile Mike. I'm inviting you to join us live for the grand opening of the Ultimate Tool Corporation store in Pompano, located at 1909 West Copans Road. Friday morning, November 10th, beginning at 7 a.m. We will blow the roof off the place. Fresh, hot, free breakfast for everybody. Plus, I'll be giving away $1,000.
And that is sounding just perfect. All right, so now that you have a good sense of how to EQ the music so your voiceover stands out, let's try the same thing in Vegas Pro. So I have my voiceover element here, my musical element here, and we still want to attack that 1200 hertz frequency to make room for our vocal element. So let's go to Track, Effects, within the track for Vegas Pro. Let's go to number 3, and let's apply the 1200 hertz. Okay, and let's go to our good starting off point. We'll do -10 decibels within the gain. And for our bandwidth, or our octave, or our Q, we will try to get it as close as possible to our Pro Tools version. Let's take a look here. Okay. And then here, that looks very close enough. It looks like the track EQ Q setting doesn't go as far as Pro Tools. That's okay. There's other equalizers here that you can use within Vegas Pro that will get you closer to there. Go ahead, try it out. Just apply the parameters to 1200 frequency, the -10 on the gain, and also play with the Q. But for right now, we'll stick with the track EQ, and let's take a listen. All right, same thing, and starting off the same way. The music is just a little too, it's bullying our voiceover. Okay, we can bring down the volume just a little bit for our music. Before, without EQing the music, we would probably be dropping our music probably like 20 decibels. Now we're still keeping the energy, the pump of the music, and now we're just dropping it by -5 decibels because we've given our vocals a little extra room.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Mobile Mike. I'm inviting you to join us live for the grand opening of the Ultimate Tool Corporation store in Pompano, located at 1909 West Copans Road. Friday morning, November 10th, beginning at 7 a.m. We will blow the roof off the place. Fresh, hot, free breakfast for everybody.
So you can see here how the more I bring back in the game,
$1,000 in gift cards. Be sure to check out the full line of
frequencies that get in the way.
power tools and accessories you won't find anywhere else. We'll see you Friday morning, November 10th, beginning at 7 a.m. at Ultimate Tool Corporation in Pompano.
All right, so that's it. You've got a good sense now on how to EQ your music under your voiceovers to make your voiceovers stand out. 1200 hertz is the frequency in which the human voice lies on, and you want to reduce that frequency within your music bed. Now remember, you're always going to have different pieces of music, so go ahead, experiment with different pieces of music. The 0.84 on the octave or the Q, the -10 decibels, -10 decibel gain reduction on the 1200 hertz. It may vary from musical track to musical track, so go ahead, try different pieces of music. Try this little thing on probably all of your future projects, whether you want to use it or use it not, just kind of getting understanding of what's going on. You're not going to learn it just by watching this video. Try it repeatedly, and if you want, show a friend. If you show someone, then you kind of learn it twice. Okay, guys, I hope this helped you out. If you like this video, go ahead, leave a like. If you loved it, go ahead, feel free to subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, go ahead, leave a comment down below. I will help you out, get back to you if you have any additional questions. And if you like any of the equipment that I used in this video, go ahead, look it up in the description down below. See all the cool gear that I use to make my videos. Until next time, guys, I will see you in the next video. Take care.